What up, my foxy peoples? I'm Sam.
And I'm Brian.
And this is You and Me. And the beat drops now.
Wiki, wiki, wiki.
Really? You ruined it by that.
You can take that off of there.
Okay, well, I'm going to. Yo!
What is up?
Welcome back to our podcast,
You and me.
where we talk about you and me.
Whatever we want to.
And whatever else. Today on our show, we have a very special guest, Kevin!
So, good lord. So it's you and me.
Yeah, you, me, and loser.
Well, it's kind of making this all
Oh,
about him now.
Yeah, he's pretty
This
self-centered.
show's about me.
All right, so today we're going to be talking about what we all have in common, music.
Music.
Oh, music. Hot pockets. Just kidding.
Caliente pocket.
All right, so yeah, we all play on the worship team together, and then we just play around randomly. Kevin, how long have you been playing music?
I've been playing guitar over 18 years.
Yeah, he had hair when he first started.
Yes, I did.
Now he's completely bald.
I'm almost there.
Brian, how long have you been playing bass?
I don't know, but as long as you've been playing drums, what, 3-4 years?
I think it's like four years.
I
I don't know.
I think it's like 4
I
years.
can't
It all just mashes together. So we've been playing from 4 to 40 years.
Y'all old.
I know, especially Brian.
My hair was thin when I started playing, so.
Your hair was thin when you started playing,
Uh-huh.
and now it's
just
what, gone?
still thin.
So what kind of music do you guys like?
You already know the answer to that.
Funky?
Oh, we like blues. We
Funk.
like
Soul.
soul.
Give me that soul.
Country.
I like
yeah,
country.
We like it all, man.
Kev, you like
Man.
kind of older school country, don't you?
Yeah, I like the early 90s stuff, late 80s stuff.
Like what kind of
Look-
artist? What would you say your favorite country artist is?
Favorite?
From
Oh, man.
For
that's-
me, Garth, man, I can crank
Garth.
the Garth.
That
I'll
is
be
not
like,
my favorite.
Garth, yeah.
I would say George Strait's better than Garth. 'cause
Well,
he-
George Strait was pretty awesome.
Yeah, over 41 number one hits, man.
Clint Black,
Clint Black's good.
Reba.
I like Brad Paisley because he
Shania
plays guitar.
Twain.
Yeah.
Hey! Rude.
That's not music.
Hey, I love Shania Twain. Any man of mine better walk the line. Sing it.
We just lost all the listeners.
Whatever.
That was a concert by Sam on the You and Me podcast.
I sounded great. I should be awesome.
You should be awesome.
Yeah, but I mean, whatever. Shut up. All right, so for blues, who is your favorite artist? I don't really know blues artists, so
Dang, blues.
if you could
Man,
narrow it,
there's
okay,
so
so
many
so
good
top
ones.
3 favorite blues artists.
That's still tough.
Stevie Ray's on
He's up there.
there. Buddy Guy.
Buddy Guy. Nothing else.
I don't know. Albert Collins is great.
Albert
B.B. King's
Collins,
great.
uh,
Albert King was great.
Michael the
Freddie
Iron
King was
Man
good.
Burks.
Michael Burks.
Uh-huh.
He was great.
Anything else?
Philip Sayers.
Yes, Philip Sayers.
Philip Sayers is the man.
Chris Duarte.
Chris Duarte. We've seen him live.
Dang.
That was an interesting show.
Yeah.
That was weird.
that was a
We
good
saw
Why was it
experience.
weird?
We saw him at BB's Blues, Jazz Blues and Soups, St. Louis.
In Broadway, yeah.
Uh-huh. And we walked in, Super Bowl night, Patriots are playing. We're like, we figure we know who's going to win this game.
Yeah,
So-
so we just decided to go see Blues.
So we went to see, we went to see Chris Duarte. We walk in, he's singing some weird song. He's like, I found the fattest vein I got. And he's like talking about shooting up on drugs and stuff.
Oh
I'm
my
like, what
gosh.
kind of concert did we just walk into?
Oh
And
man.
it's like, that was the weirdest song he did all night because after that it was great.
I know, the
That's
guy was
weird.
awesome.
I guess if you want to just get your audience,
Anthony Gomes, he's good.
Yeah.
Anthony Gomes is pretty good. I don't like his new CD.
His Unity stuff and
Ooh.
Music is the Medicine and New Soul Cowboys, that's where he had it going on.
I think my
Yeah.
favorite is Darkest for the Dawn and Amazing. Those are my
Yeah.
2 favorite ones.
Yep.
They just
But
get you.
man, that year he was promoting his Unity album, and he had Dustin Sargent on bass and
They were great.
Roger Famali on drums. Man, he was rocking it.
He was rocking. He was
Rocking
bringing it that
it.
year.
Man,
Actually,
he had that blues funk going on. Man, his music had soul.
Even the New Soul
Got that
Cowboys were pretty
soul.
good. I like New Soul too.
Yeah, they were
were
good.
good.
All right, so for what would you class? Okay, so what about like 80s hair band? Who would be the
For,
band
for number one.
for number one?
Oh, I got this.
Kevin's all over
I
Who
there.
do
already
you
know-
think?
I already know my answer. What do you guys think?
I liked White Snake.
Yeah, they had a lot of
White
hits.
Snake was good. Great White, they were good.
They were good. Are you guys done?
I'm trying to think of all the.
I'm
80s
trying to
hair
think what
band.
Kevin's gonna say. Mr. Big.
They were.
I don't
awesome.
even
I
know who
love
that
it.
is. What? I was born in '94.
I'm the one who wants to.
Oh
be
yeah,
with
that's a
you.
good song.
That was their biggest song. They had better songs than that though. For me-
Tesla was good.
Tesla.
Yeah, they were good. The singer, well,
Today, his voice isn't quite as good as what it was.
they're
The
still
band
good,
was
though.
called Tesla.
Yeah.
Is that what the name car is after?
No, they named cars after Nikola Tesla, the
The
mad scientist,
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
electrician.
I mean, he
Yeah.
had like the big Tesla thing, and his dream was like, you know how everybody's got power outlets?
Mhm.
He wanted to get electricity to the point that you didn't even have to plug your stuff in. It would
Yeah.
just be like,
His main
it
goal
would just
was-
light light bulbs and stuff. You wouldn't have to plug them in or do anything.
He was tired of
Dang.
seeing like telephone poles and stuff and wires strung all over the place. He wanted to go wireless on everything.
yeah.
Dang, do you think actually that would actually work?
I don't know.
He had a big Tesla, and he got it to work on some light bulbs and stuff, I think, but he never really got it to
You talking
where
about that big
it would
electrode
stick.
thing he had that was shocking
Yeah,
stuff? Like
yeah,
those, what do you call them? Some things you touch and then,
yeah.
Chakra? The
no,
things you touch and what?
it's like a globe and you got the little
Oh, with
things
the little.
zapping.
zzz,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
What is that called?
I can't remember.
I don't
what they
remember
call
what that's
that.
called.
But that's kind of what it looked like
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
pretty cool.
on a much larger scale
Dang.
and more dangerous.
Yeah,
That'd be
Nikola
cool.
Tesla was pretty cool.
He
You
was
learn
wild.
about him, he was pretty
He
cool.
was a wild guy.
Okay, so for Christian,
Wait a minute. Wait.
what? Oh, you didn't
80s
raise
hair
it.
band
Yeah.
was for me was Winger.
Winger?
Oh, Kip Winger.
Yes,
Why?
There you go.
Kip Winger is still the best singer from the 80s.
Good.
Songs were great. Reb Beach put in guitar work that only he can do. You know, every time you hear him play, you know it's him. That's like they were awesome. It's funny when I went to see Kip Winger, he's just asking people what song they want him to play off the cuff, you know, and he's just like playing stuff.
Man, that's cool because
And,
a lot of
cool.
artists like they have so many songs,
And they're set
and,
on
and you request
Mhm.
a song, and it's like, well, I done so many, I got to go back and try to remember that. We saw that with Jason Crabb when he played in Bethalto at the church there,
Mhm.
and some people request a song. They're like, we really love this song, and he's like, man, I'll have to go back on my break and see if I can remember the song and see if I can do it for you. So like that's really cool that they could actually, you know what I mean? You got an artist that can actually do that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
memorize like everything. But still, it's cool that like, all right, this song. All right, what do you want me to play? And he just plays it.
I
All right,
know.
what's next? Who wants me to play something else? What
And
do you
like
want?
Winger's been
That's
around a long
cool.
time, so he's done a lot of stuff. They could have
Uh-huh.
like picked something like real super old that he hasn't done in
Like his first song.
he hasn't done in like years, and he'd be like,
Dang.
okay, I can do
He
it
did
for
play
you.
some of the really early stuff. One song that Winger never plays, it seems, is Battle Stations.
What does that
was-
sound
it was-
like?
It was on the soundtrack of Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey,
Yeah, I haven't heard that in a long time.
and it's just like a song they never do.
Just like, wasn't it Kiss that did "God Gave Rock and Roll"
Uh-huh.
on that movie?
That's
That's
I like
good
some
too.
songs from Kiss. I don't like all songs, but I really like a lot of their songs.
Kiss has got a lot of good songs. Yeah.
Kind of weird, but yeah, they're pretty good songs. But
Uh-huh.
kind of weird for
Mm.
going to actual concert. It just makes me feel like uncomfortable. I don't know why. I'm just
And speaking of artists that memorize everything, Dad's turned me on to Sammy Hagar's show where he travels across America, and he got to sit down with Willie Nelson.
dang.
And Willie Nelson, his
Oh.
band says they never know what he's gonna play. He just starts the song and they have to jump in on it.
Dang, that'd be hard.
Willie Nelson. He's
Sometimes
another
we
one.
got to do that with you, Kev, because
he-
we don't know where you're going sometimes for worship. Where's he going? Ah.
Yeah, Willie Nelson's another great.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, he's great.
How old
Yeah.
is he?
he's
getting
old.
Like, is he like 80s?
I think the weed's keeping him young.
It could be it.
He's 80s, ain't he? Like, he's 81 or 82?
I don't know.
Willie Nelson? I don't even know how old Willie Nelson is.
I'm not sure. Now, Johnny Cash is...
You're dead.
Oh, that's right. don't know why I
He's
thought he was
pretty
still
old. He's
alive.
so old. He's
I
dead.
can't- well, right now he's stuck in time. I don't know why I can't keep track of like who died, who didn't die. Chuck
Willie
Berry just
Nelson
died.
is 86 years old
Oh,
right now.
I knew he was 80 something.
Wow.
Dang, 86.
That's
Power
impressive.
to him. He looks pretty good for 86.
Yeah.
I hope
And
I
he's-
look that
He's
good.
still got his mind and everything, so
Yeah, it
That's
might be
awesome.
that weed. Who knows?
Maybe. maybe.
Could
Hey.
just keep your mind going.
Well, if that's the case, in January when it's legal here recreationally, we'll
Oh,
have
man.
a lot of people that's going to have some really good memory in
I know.
Illinois.
Say goodbye to dementia. Oh man, Brian, you could do
I
that.
thought weed caused dementia. People forgot stuff.
I don't know. I just know
I
it
don't
causes
know.
you to be hungry. I think that's it.
I think
I
it.
And
I don't know.
sleepy.
I've never tried this stuff, but doesn't it like make people like super chill? Like there would be like
Yeah.
no
well,
more.
look at Willie Nelson. Look how chill he is.
There'd be like no more road
Yeah.
rage and all kinds of stuff. Like a lot
Everybody,
of stuff will be gone.
everybody would just be stopped and just like going only like 30 miles an hour. Can you imagine St. Louis though? St. Louis from driving like crazy, they just be like all chill and just sitting in traffic and not caring, and giving any crap.
Are they legalizing weed in St. Louis?
No,
Oh.
not in Missouri. It's on
I
the
always,
Illinois
I always,
side. The
I
state
don't
of
know why.
Illinois
I always
is
link
doing
our
it.
because we're so close. I always link our
Right.
stuff
I
together.
guarantee you, as soon as it's legal, there's gonna be a reggae station crop up.
Reggae.
You could be openly
Reggae.
reggae.
Oh, brother. I do not like reggae.
Oh,
Portlandia
Oh, that's
reference.
too funny. Portland, he's hilarious.
That's really stupid.
Bizarre,
show.
but hilarious.
It's a stupid show on Netflix, but it's really weird and you can't stop watching it. It's kind of like that haters back off show. You're like, what did I just watch? Okay, I'll watch another one.
Undiagnosed fibromyalgia. That's so funny.
I think my dad says he's got fibromyalgia. Oh man.
That's funny.
What about? See, So I'm more obviously 90s because I'm a lot younger than you two. But I like Backstreet Boys and NSYNC and hey, Britney Spears. Hey, those are still popular hits. Brian, you like? Think you could really? You're scratching your beard. You could really hear it.
Uh-huh.
You don't like NSYNC or Backstreet Boys?
They okay.
Look at, all right, wait,
Kevin's trying to
go
scratch
quiet.
his scrub.
Okay, so go. All right, so all quiet. All right, Kevin, do it again.
Do it again. Hold up. Can you hear it?
Yeah, you can hear it.
Okay.
That's Kevin scratching his butt.
Up to the microphone.
Oh, brother.
That was not me, by the way.
That was Kevin. He's single.
There's so many great bands and artists out there, though.
I know. It's hard to like. Okay, so there's so many songs in the world. It's like it's so hard to create something new that hasn't been done.
I know
That
that's
doesn't
the
sound-
thing.
It's like the sequence of notes that doesn't sound like another song. Like so many songs sound like the other songs out there.
Yeah, there's so much stuff that's been done. So it's so easy when somebody comes out with something that you hear it and it sounds similar and you're like, oh, somebody did that like in the 60s, something similar to that.
It's like, how could we keep track?
And they try to be like, oh, they're stealing from so-and-so. But it's
Yeah.
like there's so much stuff that's been done. It's hard to...
That actually happened recently.
It's hard to come up with new stuff.
That happened recently with Sam Smith's song "Stay with Me."
Mm.
They said it
Yeah.
was They said it was a recreation of what's his name?
Who is it? Like, new? Old?
I can't think of the guy's name. Won't back down.
Oh.
Tom Petty.
Won't
Yeah.
They said it was.
back
They said it was
down.
the same thing. Stay with me, and then he does a won't back down.
Yeah.
Like they
Oh.
slowed it down.
Yeah.
They was saying.
See, a lot of things like the harmony and like it just sounds the same.
Yeah, so I mean, it's kind of hard. And how can you be so nitpicky as to sue another artist? I mean, I get it if it's blatant, but like if it's a little differently, then I mean,
Yeah,
Like, a
eventually
lot of
you're gonna
people talk
repeat the
about,
same chord
Like one of the
Right.
like two of the songs that people always talk about is Ice Ice Baby, or not Ice. Is that right? Ice Ice Baby, and then Under Pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Dun 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 dun. Under
Yeah.
pressure.
He did that on
Dun,
purpose,
dun,
though.
dun, dun. Ice Ice Baby. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. So everyone talks about people like they copied him. Oh, they copied him. But I think that was just meant to be like that.
Yeah, that's purposeful.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think he actually meant to be like, oh, I'm gonna copy this and just make a big hit.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like what rap artists do when they add pieces of actual
Yeah.
songs into their music.
Yep. Hey, don't. Some rap's good. I like rap. I like rap when it's actually meaningful.
But see, they take like old songs, like old rock songs, and then they try to rap them. Like they did that with that Supertramp song, "Look at My Girlfriend," and they try to turn it into
Take
like
a
a
look
rap.
at my girlfriend.
But I like the original Supertramp part of that
No,
song
see, I like the
better
new
than the
one.
rap. I'm like, man, that part's great, and then they come in with the rap, and it's like, I don't know. I'm just so
Hey,
used.
don't be.
I know,
It's
yeah.
because you
I'm-
don't
I'm-
like it. I
I'm-
like it.
I'm used to the song the way
It's-
it is.
That's
so,
because
so
you're
it
so
comes
old,
on,
like a dinosaur.
It
like
comes
you like
on,
it like
and
that.
I'm jamming. I'm like, yeah, get with it. And
Oh,
then it goes
brother,
into the rap. I'm like,
please.
I
oh,
know,
this is
yeah,
Hey,
that
the
drops
rap
off.
is good. It's like, take a look at my girlfriend. Yeah. Like,
But
I like that.
Yeah, but the whole song kind of drops off once he comes in because you could tell that's where they stop the actual music and start what he's doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Motley Crue is another great
I could
band.
sussle with my tummy aches.
Those guys, they rock. They good.
But I
Yeah.
throw the sun, I be
I don't wanna
one
speak ill of
nocturnal
anybody.
son of a gun.
I was
Take a
gonna-
look
you-
at my girlfriend. I still like
Are
the
you
new
still
song.
singing it?
Yeah,
Someone's
I know.
got-
I was trying to look at the. trying to
Someone
memorize
over
the
here is
lyrics.
still doing her own little mini concert.
I'm trying to memorize those lyrics. That's a good song. I like it. What is that? It's like I don't know. Like
We
what
always
is
make
it?
fun of
Lenny? Is it
Like
Lenny
Lenny
Kravitz?
Kravitz,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Like this is big. Like right before he plays.
What song is that?
American Woman.
American
Oh yeah.
Woman.
Dun, dun, dun.
It's like it's just so catchy. Oh.
I want to do that in worship.
You should. You're a good father. We like to pick the worst song to do it at though, because it wouldn't be good if it was actually sounded good. You should do it at the
Oh,
worst
yeah.
moment. Come to
They should just
the
start worship that way.
altar.
Are you guys ready to worship?
And then you play like a super like light song, like barely play. Make it sound epic, but it's not.
That's why I need a hype man.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Preach
about
it.
to go down. Oh, here it comes.
I'll
Oh,
get it,
if I just
Kevin.
slap you in the face, and then
It's
like,
like-
you barely play.
Yeah, we keep building it up, and I just keep going through the intro. It's like it's never actually gonna take off.
And then you go, "Burp," and then we just end, just like that.
Oh, that'd be funny.
That would be pretty funny. There's so much things you can just do with music. Music is really fun.
Mm-hmm.
I like music.
I mean, you got the singer-songwriter categories. Those are always good too.
What is?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Frank Sinatra.
Oh,
I wouldn't call him
yeah.
a singer-songwriter. He's more of a crooner.
What's a
Well, kinda,
crooner?
yeah.
Someone who sings like the older.
The only thing
Yeah,
about it, I
James
think,
Taylor.
I feel
James
like,
Taylor's a
I
great
feel like Frankie's
songwriter.
songs all sound the same.
Frankie?
Yeah, I feel like a
Frank
lot of his.
Sinatra?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of his songs sound the exact same.
They're different.
They're definitely different.
Oh,
His
bro.
voice
I think-
sounds the same.
Oh,
It's not like he's
obviously,
changing
I
that
know
anytime.
that, but I feel like the beat of it like feels like the exact same.
Oh.
Nah, he's
No,
got a lot
brother.
of different stuff.
Yeah. I think the reason why we have so many differences because of our age.
Tony
I'm
Bennett.
young and
Tony
with
Bennett,
it.
man. I
You
love
guys
Tony
are
Bennett,
old and
man.
out of it.
Yes.
Who's Tony Bennett?
That's it. I'm leaving.
He's like, is he like from the '60s?
Yeah.
Pretty
Like,
much.
yeah,
he's
kinda.
still
Yeah.
still around. I don't think he tours anymore. I think
Probably because he's so old.
well, he is getting pretty old, but I
He,
think
he toured with Lady Gaga for a while.
yeah,
Really?
like
At the end,
yeah.
what was it, like a year or two ago? He decided to retire or whatever. He's just getting to where
I
I
like
mean,
the
you get
Beach
to a certain
Boys.
age, you don't want to travel unless you're like Willie Nelson. He just enjoys doing it.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine traveling all the time, like going on tour. Like, what's that band that just got done off a tour? Fleetwood Mac.
Fleetwood Mac was great live.
Right, but
I
still,
bet.
they always just want to keep on going on tour. But that's why what's his face kind of broke away.
Yeah,
Lizzie
because
Buckingham.
Yeah, Lizzie Buckingham,
because they just got done with one, and he just recorded a new album with what's her name?
Christine McVie.
Yeah. So he did this new album with her, and he kind of wanted to promote it a little bit, take a little time off, you know. And they come off their tour, and they're like, "Hey, let's do another tour." And he's like, "Don't you guys want to take a little break? We just got done doing a world tour, and you're gonna launch right back into another
Yeah.
one." So that was their official story of what happened anyway, and why they
Yeah,
cut
I'm
ties
not
with
buying
them.
it.
There's
there's
probably
gotta
some
be
other
some
stuff
authentic.
there.
Yeah.
But Lindsey Buckingham is like one of the biggest parts of Fleetwood Mac. And when I saw them live last time, it was all of them together, Christine McVie and all of them. It was like their return or whatever it was, where they all come together as a band like they were before and played. And he stayed out the entire time. Like everybody else would take breaks here and there. I mean, even during the drum solo, when nobody else was doing anything, he stayed out on the stage the entire show. He from beginning to end.
And there's no real guitar players that could take his place because he has his own style.
That
of finger roll
unique,
picking.
yeah. When you hear him play, you know it's him.
Yeah.
One thing I gotta say, especially because we're talking about Fleetwood Mac, one thing that I always try to argue with people, whenever people think of a band, they always think of the lead guitar singer as the head of the
leader.
band, as the leader. But Fleetwood Mac, it was the drummer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
he
it
was
wasn't
the
even-
actual
it-
leader, yeah.
he was
He
the
never did
actual
any singing,
leader.
I don't think.
But people automatically think if you're just the main
Yeah.
singer and main
Yeah.
guitarist,
Yeah, you remember
that you're
the-
automatically the leader.
The drummer is the leader of Fleetwood Mac,
Yeah.
and he's the one that brought in Stevie Nicks and everybody else. He's the one that brought
Okay.
that band to what it is.
Couple points I want to make. Remember the movie Still Crazy?
Yeah.
And they do that brief interview where when the boxer walks past them and they're all depressed because he's at the height of his fame and they're kind of on the way out.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, what's your favorite song off the album? And they go directly to the singer and he's like, the third one. And the other guy's like, why do they
third one.
always assume that the singer's the leader of the
I
band?
know.
And,
Everybody does that.
hmm
Everybody, even
Yep.
like honestly, even with church, people just automatically assume
But
that
I mean, they also associate the singer with being the voice of the band. Like if Maroon 5, the lead
Adam
singer,
Levine.
if he just left the band and went somewhere else, and Maroon 5, the band, kept the name,
Yeah.
would they be the same?
No.
Well, if you can
I
find
mean,
some,
you know what I mean? It's the voice.
Well, if you can find someone that can replicate Adam Levine's voice, just like take it from Journey when they replaced their lead singer, he
That's
had the
true,
voice,
yeah.
totally different guy, but he had the
Okay,
voice
hold
and
on.
he kept him. So if you could recreate the voice,
I disagree
it
on
doesn't
some
matter.
aspects because look at the Newsboys when he
Oh,
was
that's
replaced
true.
with a guy that sounded completely different, but their songs were still so good that
Yeah.
it didn't matter.
That's
so
true.
really,
yeah.
I think it all really depends. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, like
Adam Levine's a hard to beat his voice.
like
just 'cause
Queen. If Freddie Mercury
Yeah.
left Queen, would they still be the same?
That's true.
You know what I mean? It's kind of like sometimes.
What do you mean if he left? Did he die?
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
but
but I'm
still.
just saying.
If
Like
he
that,
left,
Like back when they were
Yeah.
recording and touring and stuff, if he said I was done with this and left with the, I mean, would it
Well,
still
because-
been the same if it was just the band and they brought somebody else in?
yeah, he had a lot of good ideas though. I
You know
mean,
what I
he's the
mean?
reason why
That's-
they got so popular.
That's
for
why
the most
people
part.
kind of lean on the lead singers and stuff
Yeah.
a lot, is because they
They
feel
become
like
the
they're
identity of
the identity and the voice of the band, kind of like
When all reality, it's the drummer that determines everything.
the timing and everything. Yep.
it's the
bass
drummer
player,
and
man.
the bass is what gets your song.
Nobody ever thinks about the bass player unless they
I
play.
just said the drummer and the bass person.
Unless they're terrible, and then they'll talk about the bass player. But
Yeah,
like nobody talks about John McVie on Fleetwood Mac, and that guy's like rock solid. He never misses a note. He's just solid every show, and nobody even talks about the guy.
Okay,
but he's like one
Or
of the best
Brian.
ones out there.
On the topic of Fleetwood Mac, I always make fun of Stevie Nicks' singing.
Oh yeah.
Dad's like, I'm in love. I could marry her right now. And then a song comes on the radio, and I'm like, Rihanna and Rich. And then he's like, you're about to walk.
Man, her drug years when she was almost eating the microphone and
Oh, yeah.
everything, man.
Oh, that was wild.
Kev, you should do that for worship. Oh,
With
man.
that voice.
No, oh, yeah, that too, but like eat the mic.
I am redeemed.
It almost sounds like you're a DJ, like like that. That's what it sounds like. Man.
That's
Okay,
funny stuff.
what do you guys think about now music? Do you think music now is like obviously it's different from back then,
Mhm.
but do you think now like music now is better or worse than what it was back then,
I'd say worse.
or how it? Okay, how so?
I would say both in a way.
Yeah.
I think there's creativity is, I mean, it's still there, and the production, the amount of things you can do now production wise is awesome, and it gives them a lot different sounds and stuff like that. But I mean, some of the songs and stuff that came out in the older days, I mean, you just can't beat like Foreigner, 38 Special, some of the stuff that those older guys were doing.
But see now they also just try to create songs based on being catchy.
Yeah,
Makes it
or-
stuck in your head. Like okay, look at
or
the
like
Jonas
the beats
Brothers.
sometimes. They
Or
use
y-
the beat to
Yeah,
Uh-huh,
this
yeah.
is here's
create
what I'm
songs.
saying. Here's where I'm coming from. I say at recording quality, it's at new places where it's never been. It's crisper, it's clearer. There's
Yeah.
more bass. It's
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
all these.
It's tight.
uh-huh,
It's really
it's all
tight.
these things, but at the same time, it's extremely sterile because there's no real musicians playing on the track. So they got like
Yeah.
computerized drums and everything, and everything's what do you call it? synced.
Yeah.
Okay,
What's,
yeah.
What's the word I'm looking for? Where they snap it to like the timing so that nothing's ever out of time.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
yeah,
takes
yeah.
some
I
of
can't
the
remember what you called it, yeah.
It takes some of the human performance out of it.
That's true. Like, it was more real back then because
Yeah.
that's all they got.
Yeah.
They didn't have the technology we do now. Like,
Yeah,
you
you
know, now
just-
it's different. So now it's
You're-
crystal
You're actually
clear.
playing the instrument when you're
Yeah.
recording
It's
stuff.
crystal clear.
Like Elvis at Sun Studios, that was just a band in the record studio.
Not a big fan of Sun
and
Studios.
they were just all playing. You got the bass player, you got the guy on drums, you got Elvis singing and playing guitar, and what they recorded was just raw, what they were doing in the studio
And
at the
sometimes
moment.
nowadays people aren't really allowed to be their own artist. Like
But in
certain,
the same point, too, same point, back then, Elvis and all the, like, Johnny Cash, they were viewed as not being the best first two. They thought
Well,
all
that's
their
true,
music that
yeah.
they created was weird and different than what they're. So I
That's
think
true,
it's like that in
'cause
every single
Each
generation.
generation's a little different.
You're always
Everybody-
gonna have somebody that's gonna go against it, like, oh, that's weird. Oh, that's
That's
and then it's
true,
gonna come
yeah.
popular. And then,
but like the stuff they put on the radio, all that's got this commercial sound to it. It's all
Yeah.
the same because that's what's selling, so they're pushing it.
yeah,
like every song
poppy
has
music.
every song has a snap track instead of a snare drum.
I like it. I'm
But
a sucker
yeah.
for you.
Yeah, back in the day there was a little bit more variety
Mhm.
in what you were hearing on the radio, I guess you would say. That or when they played albums on the air and you can hear like the crackling of the record here and there and everything too. I mean,
Well, I wasn't born yet, so.
it's the kind of the
I don't
coolness of it
remember
a little
that.
bit.
But there's a lot of musicians out there that don't actually have a band playing with them.
The only thing now is that I think sometimes I feel like radio stations ruin songs because they take away because they overplay
They
songs.
repeat so much.
It kind of makes people tired of that music.
Yeah.
So they constantly replay songs over because they
Yeah,
think,
it's-
oh, this is so catchy, people love it. We're gonna play it and play
Kind
it
of
and
like
play
Leonard
it. But
Skinner,
then
I can't
people,
listen to them anymore.
Or once they
Yeah.
get done promoting a song, it's like they very rarely play it, but like every
Yeah.
once in a while, like
yeah,
when you listen to a country station, it's always the top what's playing now that they're trying to promote and push, and you don't
Mhm.
hear any. They don't throw in a George Strait song in the middle of a
Yeah,
set
they're trying
no
to push
more.
a certain style, and they don't want
It's-
you remembering. What
It's a
country
certain
used to be.
set of songs, and they have them on a rotation, so the song plays so many times a day to try to get people to be like, "Oh, I'm all about this song, and I want to go on iTunes or whatever it is and buy it, or I want to go to the concert." And it's not so much about music, but pushing to sell stuff.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Sometimes the joy of music's kind of lost in that because there's still some great stuff that people aren't hearing anymore.
Mhm.
Yeah. It'd be great if they could just mix old with new, but make it great.
I wanna
don't know.
diss
I mean, you
on-
don't want to have too much old stuff in there. If you are, today's new country station, you're going to want to play some new stuff. But, I mean, it's still cool to throw
There's-
some
yeah.
older stuff in the
There's
rotation.
only one
here and
exception to
there.
that rule: Christian radio. They'll play songs, and you'll be like, "Oh, that's a good song. That's a good song." There's no need to buy the song because they'll play the same thing for 10 years.
Yeah,
Right.
that is true. That's true.
It will always be in rotation.
And it'll play like 10 times a day.
Yeah.
I mean,
I know, it's like they
it's
got a list of 10
overplayed,
songs,
yeah.
and that's it. That's all they play is like 10 songs a day.
Yeah.
Let's go through. But I like when you find it. I rarely listen to the radio. I
Me
always just
either.
listen to the songs on my phone.
See, I like listening to radio for the on-air personalities. I like to hear, what they're talking about, what they're doing. It's fun because just being on air and talking is its own little art in itself. So it's fun to hear that. And sometimes, as nerdy as it sounds, even the commercials, because of the production value. Somebody had to build those and put the music tracks to them and do the talking and everything.
But you appreciate that more because you actually went to school
Yeah,
for that.
it's
so
an
like
art
to me
and
and
a
Kevin, it
production
doesn't sound the
value
same.
to it.
Yeah.
So when you listen to it, you're realizing somebody put a lot of work into that. So sometimes I'm not actually listening to what they're trying to sell, but I'm listening to the production value of it and going, "Wow, they did pretty good on that."
When I actually do listen to the radio, it's always like right before I go to work, and it's always because I always leave the exact same time. So it's always around that time where I can't remember what station it is, but they always have every single morning. It's like, tell me something good, and they have like two good, like each person that's on there says one good thing that wasn't actually reported because news is pretty much all bad and they make it sound worse.
Yeah.
But I can't remember what station that is.
Completely off topic, has nothing to do with what we're talking
Oh,
about.
good.
But I couldn't sleep one night, so I turned on the BBC World News on Channel 9,
Oh yeah.
and they're going through and they're showing how the IRA's fighting the British still in Ireland, and it's getting real up in there. And then
I was
some
getting
other-
all real
yeah,
and
it was
everything.
real. and some other stuff was going on, and then boom, here comes a story from Ethiopia. The president over there instituted a campaign where everybody took off a day of work and stuff and planted trees.
Dang.
And
That's actually cool.
yeah, it was really cool. And he was out there planting one himself. You know, to
Wait
be
a minute,
good
is that
event.
where they planted? I think I saw that. I think where they planted like some million trees.
Yeah.
I saw
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, it was
but I
really-
saw it on
To help
Facebook.
combat
I didn't
like
actually
global
hear it.
warming and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
that's
wasn't
cool.
that. There's some reason they lost a lot of trees in their country for some reason. I can't remember
Huh.
what it was, but they wanted to replant.
I saw that on Facebook. They planted like I don't know. It
A
was
lot
like
of trees.
it was like over 1 million trees
His
in
critics-
one,
Actually pretty
one
cool,
day.
yeah.
His critics, though, are saying that he's postponing important decisions that he doesn't know how to make by doing this. But it's like, I thought that was really cool. That's
you
a
think
great
of
example
A
for the
tree
world.
is really valuable. I mean,
Uh-huh.
especially because we're all super overpopulated and constantly building. It's like we're
Yeah,
losing nature.
Anytime you can get a whole country together, do something good, that's a good thing.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, there's
It's
so
not very
much-
often that people come together to do that.
I know.
Yeah, and with so much progress, we're always building. But if you're building cities and stuff, certain things have to be cleared out and moved, and
Mhm.
so we lose a lot of trees and stuff.
And animal
and
life and
there's
Yeah.
a lot of deforestation from all the lumber people need and stuff. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that happens.
Yeah, I
with
thought that was all right, you know?
yeah,
So
that's
that is
pretty
cool.
I
Yeah.
thought that was cool.
All right, so Brian, you play bass. Kev, you play guitar. I play drums and kind of piano. If you had to play a different instrument for the rest of your life, what instrument would that be?
Only one?
Only one. If you played a different one, not what you already play.
I don't know. Bass is the bomb. It's hard to choose against.
Well, pick a different one.
Can it be a string instrument?
uh,
Similar
Yeah.
to guitar?
I guess, yeah.
Let me think about this.
man.
Mm.
I think I'd play guitar because I don't play guitar. I know one note, but that's it.
I don't
But
know.
that'd be the one.
I think I'd be more like Reese Winans and hit the B3 organ.
Oh, that would be pretty. That'd be bad to the bone. Would
that be awesome? With the rotating
would-
Leslie and everything.
I could see Brian
what?
playing
That's
it.
true. Piano is one of those music instruments. You can walk in a room and
By
have
itself?
no other
By
instruments.
itself,
You
yep.
can
Yeah.
play that by yourself, and if you could sing a little bit, man, you can have a whole audience and just do.
I
do
truly
that.
believe that guitar and piano are the only instruments. I mean, besides I guess violin, but those two instruments are the only ones that I feel they could play by themselves with nothing else and sound completely amazing. Like drums,
And-
you can't
yeah.
play it by itself.
Yeah,
And you
or
could sing
bass.
with 'em.
Bass
And
by itself
like,
is just
boom,
boring and
boom,
lame. Yeah,
boom. Like people get
it's-
annoying. That's annoying.
It's just a good
Yeah.
filler that keeps everything
Uh-huh.
together, but yeah,
But it's
by
like
itself
guitar-
is like yeah.
Yeah, guitar and piano. It's like you could play it all day and people love it.
And you could sing with it.
Exactly. You can't
You
sing
could
with
do the
drums.
same thing with ukulele, I suppose.
That's true. Ukulele.
Yeah.
I could see Brian doing a harmonica. Why are you giving me that face?
I don't
why
know about
not?
that.
You like break out. It's because Brian's so quiet. Like he just automatically breaks out in harmonica. You should do that now. You
Just
need
be
to
like
start
the
learning.
blues on harmonica.
You should do that for worship team. Oh man,
That's funny.
because no one would suspect it.
We didn't talk about soul too much.
Ooh, let's talk soul.
Soul.
Get your soul going.
We gotta have some soul.
All right.
got soul.
Soul that's got sauce.
Charles
Super
Bradley.
bad.
I think Charles Bradley when I think soul. Sharon Jones and the Dap
I like Sharon
Kings.
Jones.
Brian is all about Sharon Jones.
Sharon
could
Jones
live
is
on Sharon
awesome.
Jones.
Do I have to be worried?
Well, she's dead, so I
Oh,
don't
okay.
think so.
That's funny.
We saw her live too.
I
That was a
know.
good show.
Really?
Yeah.
She was so full
Pageant.
of life, the passion she had for music, because she had already had cancer and beat it.
Uh-huh.
So she was talking about how you should enjoy life because you don't know when it's going to come to an end or when something's going to happen. So she was dancing and happy
She
and
seemed
just
really
singing
happy on
and
stage.
just
Okay.
so full of life on stage. Yeah.
Yeah, she was good. Good sounding band too.
Brian looks like he's about to cry.
No.
Oh, he's getting
about to get
teary-eyed right
emotional.
no.
Sharon Jones, baby.
He's like, I would have married her. But
No, no.
I'm about to slap you.
No. Eli Reed.
Eli Paperboy Reed.
Yeah.
Man, he's got some new stuff out too that's really
Don't know
good.
who that is either.
Yeah, remember
man.
how he had the one album? I can't remember the name of it, but we played a lot on the Rusty Cadillac.
That's the one I like.
That was great. Then he come up
Oh, it
with
was
some
great.
new stuff that was it was good, but wasn't super great. He's got another album now that's really close to that first one. It's really good. Really good.
So who would be your
Come
top?
and get it. Was that
Come
it?
and get it.
Come and get it. Great
who,
album.
Who would be your top blues person? Top.
Oh my gosh.
Man.
Okay, if
You
you could
can't
meet,
ask- you can't
wait,
ask that
wait,
question.
wait. If you could meet one blues artist, dead or alive, who would it be?
Stevie Ray.
Gosh. Stevie Ray?
That would be yours.
Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Does Hendrix count as blues?
I don't know.
He did.
There's a lot of blues
Rock,
artists I
Red
don't really
House and
know.
stuff like that.
I'd go blues, yeah.
Yeah,
I'd
he
say
was
it,
always
yeah.
in.
We played him on a rusty Cadillac. So
Yeah,
we'll
he was
say
inspired
blues.
by Albert King and those guys.
Yeah.
The only blues artist I know is like what BB King's blues, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And Anthony Gomes.
Yeah.
Speaking
Those are like
of,
the only two artists that I really know. I think.
Yeah, I'd
speaking
have
of
to say
BB
Stevie.
King, he had several of his guitars as Gibsons named Lucille,
Mhm.
and the family here lately is putting a few of them up for auction.
Ooh.
Anthony Gomes is like, if you guys got a few $100,000, I could have a Lucille and I could be playing on my tour.
I don't
Man.
know if that's something I'd play.
Okay, here's a different one. If you could play with any blues art or any artist in general, any artist,
Any
any
artist.
genre, if
Any
you
genre.
could play, who would you play with?
Oh, I got an easy answer for this one.
I gotta hear this.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
If I
You
okay,
first.
I'll answer first because you guys are probably gonna make fun of my answer. But
Okay.
if I could play with anybody, I honestly would probably play with the Jonas Brothers.
Oh my gosh.
But hey, don't be making fun of the
Wah,
Jonas.
wah,
Hey,
wah.
don't be making fun of the Jonas Brothers. I love
What
the
would
Jonas
you do?
Brothers.
Fire up your turntables? Join in with the fake musicians playing?
They are real musicians. They can really play.
They can sing, but they
They
have
can
no band.
play. Yes, they are.
Ah,
They play guitar and bass and drums. Do they play drums?
Oh, that ain't
No,
what their
they
album
don't play
sounds like.
drums. Don't be making fun of
Man.
their album. You don't even know. Have you heard the song "Cool"? It just makes you feel like summer.
I've
As
heard
soon as
it.
I heard it, I feel like summer. And I don't even like summer.
It's
Rascal
questionable.
Flatts Summer Nights. That makes
That
me
was a good
feel like
song.
summer.
Yeah.
I'm feeling so cool. Summer.
And listen to the drums on it. You can't tell if that's a real drummer or computer.
I don't know because there's only 3 of them. Kevin Jonas sings and plays guitar. Or no. Kevin plays bass. Nick Jonas plays guitar and sings. And Joe Jonas just sings. I don't think they actually have a drummer.
My point exactly.
That's my point. They still play guitar and they still play bass and they still sing and they sound like angels.
All right, Brian's gonna play bass. Who with?
Does it? Well, yeah, probably have to be the current living band.
No, I said dead or alive. Dead or alive.
Yeah, it could be Bach if you want.
Beethoven. No.
No, brother.
Oh man, that's a tough one. That's really tough. What's the?
Wait, I'm gonna interrupt you just for 1 second. It's always funny when we did an interview with Brendan Ryobi King.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to Ryobi King if you're listening.
Robbie King.
Oh brother.
There you go.
When we did an interview with him, I was asking him all these questions, right? It was really, really good questions. He's like, "Man, these are really good questions." Well, anyways, my computer messed up, and we had to,
We redid them all.
we had to redo the questions, and I didn't remember because I never write down my questions that I ask people if I'm interviewing them. And he's like, "Man, those are really good questions. Where do you have them written down at so you can do it?" I'm like, "I don't write down my questions. I just came up with them on the fly."
Yeah, we don't pre-script this thing.
What do you mean we? I'm the one that
What?
asked the good questions. You're like,
We still have-
what's your favorite color?
I don't know. I think
We
Brian's
have
doing
fun.
most of the heavy lifting here.
We have fun with
Because
this.
you guys are talking about songs I don't even know. I was like an embryo when all these songs came out.
Do you want to hear a pre-planned podcast? It'd be like these new songs where it's all fake
Oh,
instruments and
brother.
stuff. Or do you
Don't be
want to
making
hear the
fun of-
real thing? What you're
Oh,
hearing
whatever.
is real
Don't
in
be
here.
making fun of new songs because I love new songs and so do you. So don't even lie.
Like I said,
So
the
when you
quality
listen
of
to
the
you
recording.
and me, you are getting the
good.
real deal.
I think this is the most that Brian's ever talked
Whatever.
in a
Could be, man.
podcast.
I don't think
Oh, you
so.
talk about Sharon Jones, he'll go for hours.
Oh, brother. Some Sharon Jones.
Oh, baby.
Oh, baby. Oh,
He
baby.
could probably sing some songs right now. Over.
All right, Brian, break it down. Let's hear it.
The artist.
Wait, is that why you made me play a Sharon Jones song for our wedding?
No,
Did that
I just
happen?
like the music. the
Yeah,
soulful
he made
music.
me put like we weren't.
I had a
didn't-
Charles
I
Bradley
didn't
song in there
walk
too.
down the aisle
Oh,
to
yeah.
Sharon Jones, but it was one of the songs before our wedding
The
started.
song you should play at your wedding was "Faithful Man."
We could have
Always been a faithful man.
could have played "Ain't No Chimneys in the Projects" by Sharon
That
Jones.
should've
like the worst songs possible. No, we play like all breakup songs for the wedding. Oh my gosh, that'd be funny.
That would be funny.
would've
Lincoln
been
Brewster.
hilarious.
I'd play with Lincoln Brewster. That guy's
That's-
kind of
that's the artist?
the
He's
Christian
good.
artist.
Yeah.
He's good.
He's really cool.
He's upbeat. He's kind of like a refreshing new art. Well, he's not really new, but his stuff's refreshing. Hillman,
He's a good
I don't-
guitar player too.
he gets a lot of slack too. But Michael W. Smith, I'd play
Yeah.
with Michael W.
Michael
He is the
W.
king of worship.
Yeah.
I mean,
me.
he gets a lot of slack from people, but I
He's
like
good.
his music. Him and Lincoln Brewster, between the two.
For
yeah.
like artists.
Yeah.
So like for a band for Christian, I think I would love to play with Hillsong. Like that would be really really cool to play with them.
That
But
would
But
be
they have so
cool.
many people up there. It's
Mhm.
That's true. Yeah.
they have a
There's
lot of people. You got like 2 pianists, 2 drummers.
Yeah.
It's like amazing. And their light show's great. We need
So
that.
what was yours, bro?
Oh,
Bro!
you don't want to know this.
Bach.
You don't know
It was
nothing about
Bach.
this.
Do
You
the
don't-
Mad
I
TV
probably
little
don't.
mustache thing, bro.
Bro.
Nobody
Well,
can see
Nobody
you,
can
Brian.
see it, but it's still funny.
For me, it is Bruce Hornsby.
Who?
Bruce
Hornsby.
Who?
What about? Didn't
I
they
love Bruce
play
Hornsby.
together at one time? Bruce Hornsby and Boz Scaggs.
No.
Oh, they
Who's
they
Bob
separated them?
Skaggs?
Oh my gosh. Boz
Okay.
Skaggs.
Oh.
I love both those guys.
I thought
But-
they performed together one time, but maybe not.
But if I could play with somebody, it'd be Bruce Hornsby. His band is so stinking tight.
This is true. Yeah,
And
We
I
be
didn't even
tight,
think about
bro.
that. They
Man,
are pretty tight.
His band is so tight.
Crispy.
See, I was thinking.
It's crispy. It is crispy.
I was thinking Elvis at one point in time, but Elvis was really hard on his bandmates. Like I've heard stories about how he wanted perfection, and he could be
Mhm.
kind of mean about it if you weren't perfect.
I'm like that. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but Sonny Emery on drums, Bobby Alexander on bass. The band is great, and he writes so many really great songs. I'd play with Bruce Hornsby. He's getting kind of old too.
He just gets to that
Ugh,
point where he's just
brilliant.
like, ugh.
I can't go on.
Now, do you guys know music producers?
Not really,
No?
not
Well,
as much.
Never mind.
Not so much.
I don't either.
That's
Okay, if you could make a music video right now, like what would it be the layout? I would be like in downtown. I would say St. Louis, but then I'd probably get shot or something. Downtown, and it'd be like black and white. It would start off like that, and it would slowly fade into color as like the cooler
Oh,
gets.
Mine would be like a ballad or like a deep, awesome blues song, and a guy would just be walking in slow-mo with his guitar slung over his shoulder.
There you go, like a legend,
Yeah.
like a boss.
Oh, brother.
Uh,
Brian, what about yours?
Ugh. Depends on the song, but
If you had to create a music video, how would it be? I would want to put like the main person
What if-
walking through downtown,
No,
sharp
listen
black
to
and white,
this.
full cover, and carrying a boom box.
What if you recorded a Christian music video,
Okay.
and the guy's playing awesome guitar, and they baptize him, guitar and all, and he comes back up out of the water with the guitar and just starts shredding it? Wouldn't that be awesome?
Wouldn't that damage the guitar?
Yeah, but it's for a video. It
Oh,
wouldn't
that's
actually
true.
be plugged in.
Yeah, that's true.
that'd
That'd
be
be
pretty
pretty
cool,
electrocuted.
actually.
That'd be
Yeah.
awesome, wouldn't it?
That'd
His
be
hair
cool.
stands up on it. Ah!
See, I like this. Like, I like this. Like, you start off with one person, and as they go down the streets and stuff, they find members of the band randomly playing, and then it slowly joins them walking and stuff, and then at the end they totally create a full band.
Isn't that Polyphonic Spree?
I don't know who is that.
They're pretty good, yeah.
Who stole my idea? I want to make a music video, but I don't know. I think it'd be cool to like be like, I don't know. Like I did write this song, part of the verse. I ain't gonna release it because I do want to do this in the future.
That was like Chris Farley interviewing Paul McCartney. It'd be cool. You know,
remember?
it would be awesome, but I don't know.
Man,
This song-
idiot.
this song that I wrote this while I was at work, and it's like a rap song, but it's called
gosh.
it's gonna be called You and Me for our podcast, but it's all about me and Brian and stuff.
Is that going to be your theme song? Moving forward?
I think it'd be too long, but I really want to make this an actual song and record it and then do a music video for it. But I want me and Brian to be like gangster, not like gangsters like St. Louis gangsters, but like just
Like cartel gang.
no.
Taliban?
No. No, no, I just think like we'd be like super funky and stuff. Like I think it'd
We'll
be
be
cool.
funky.
Rolling in like a rolling like in a Caprice, like with the windows down, bobbing our heads. You know.
I
So you
kinda
guys
like
are
the-
wanting to use my car for
I like the
Hopefully it doesn't rain.
I like the
Yeah.
Taliban idea coming on camels.
Oh my god.
making it rain off the back of a camel with.
Have a music video that's nothing about the actual song. Oh man, that's funny. Can you? I never rode a camel. Have you? Have you? Don't they
Well,
spit?
yeah. Camels
I
aren't
guess.
exactly native to our area.
I seen a camel once. I think it
They
was a
can-
camel. It could have been an elephant.
Where
I
at
don't
the
remember.
zoo?
You
I
didn't know
don't
the
know.
difference between an elephant and a camel?
I was
I
young.
can't tell.
I was-
What is this thing?
I was young.
That's probably a giraffe if you didn't know.
Probably.
Was Dumbo a camel? I don't know.
I don't know. I think it was a camel. It could have been just a carpet on the elephant. Or I
What?
thought it could have been a pillow on him. I don't know. That I thought it was a hump. I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, great. So, Kevin, when do you think you're going to get a girlfriend?
Probably never.
Oh, you're going that single life.
Yep.
Kevin always
badging
critiques
it.
our podcast saying that we need to just go for everybody, not just married people. But
Yes.
me and Brian say it is you and me. So it is all about marriage and single life for Kevin. So we got to give him some pointers.
So instead of you and me as a name, couldn't it just be us?
Well, it's not because I already branded this name.
Okay.
You and me sounds better than just us. You're
Yeah.
listening to us.
That still works.
I don't know why, but it sounds
Or-
conceited.
Or you change the different words. This is us.
This is us.
We'll make a song, a slogan out of it. We take breaks. This is us. Da-da.
And then commercial. Roll the commercial. Have you tried pizza rolls?
You have fake commercials in the middle of your show.
I wanted to do
That'd
that.
be kind of funny.
I did that for you.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Did you get any callers? I don't
did-
think you
It
did.
didn't work
No.
for him,
No,
so
it didn't work.
we need to work on our commercials.
Yeah, apparently that's probably why you didn't get a call.
We're not getting results here.
I feel like Kevin's results for dating would be like all 60-year-old women.
No, I just need to find someone that's blind
Blind.
And deaf.
who can ride in the S10. I could be like, this is a Lamborghini.
What's that woman's name? Helen Keller.
Why does it sound like this Lamborghini has an exhaust leak?
What's that popping noise?
Why is this not very fast?
Why is this Lamborghini still?
And why is it every time it rains I keep getting wet? Oh, man.
Good stuff.
That's Helen Keller, ain't it?
These Lambos.
Deaf.
She's actually
Deaf
pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
and blind? That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Deaf, dumb, and blind.
Ah,
Robin Ford.
Robin Ford, yes.
Who?
Another good blues artist.
Yeah.
I
Mm-hmm.
don't know who that
Yeah,
is.
we're just digging them out now.
Yeah.
We're going into the vault here with our blues memories.
That's right. Love me some blues.
What's your favorite concert you ever been to?
Oh gosh,
I think I
I'm
know
not
mine.
make this difficult. Jeez,
Ooh, well,
I saw a lot of great people.
man, me
Dang,
too.
man,
I'd say Government Mules at the top.
they were great live.
They were top 3 at least.
Yeah, I put them. Yeah, they were great.
were good.
You like
Um,
Fleetwood Mac. You saw them live.
Fleetwood Mac was freaking awesome. Sammy Hagar. If I'd have to say, Sammy Hagar makes one of the tops, man. That's
Brought
a
it.
party, man. That's a party crowd when you see Sammy
Ooh,
Hagar.
party.
You got some sound effects for that?
She can
For
hit
a
the
party,
right
I
one.
got this.
Breaking glass.
What, those beer bottles?
It was breaking glass. I don't know. It could be. Oh, here you go. Oh, that'd be a
Well,
bad
that's
party.
not a
That would be a
That-
good party.
I don't know what kind of parties you've been to. This is like Taliban parties.
That's World War II, man.
I'm telling you, Kevin, I could write you a book and I could put all these songs, like all these sounds in there for you. Like when Kevin goes on a date with a girl.
No, that's me when I give them this.
That just
You can't
sounds
see it.
wrong because you can't.
Yeah, you can't see it, but that's my move.
Oh, brother.
I like that one.
That sounds
That's
like
cool.
Kevin.
That's nice.
Ding, here I am.
That sounds like Kevin. That sounds
does
sort of
not.
more like Chris.
Oh my gosh.
That sounds like Brian.
It's a natural thing in the mornings and at night.
You right.
You do that all day long.
Only-
You're like morning, night, afternoon, midnight.
it's a natural part of life for people.
Mostly for you.
Okay, back on topic.
Speaking of farts, though,
What?
I'm
taking
That was
us-
supposed to be a
I'm
different
taking
topic.
us back off. But one of the guys at work was talking about it, and he asked his pastor if he ever cut wind while he was
Oh
up
my
there in the
gosh.
pulpit
Oh my
preaching.
God.
And he's like, no. He's like, I'll wait until
Great-
after
great-
I'm done.
That was your
Great
joke?
story.
That was a great
Right?
story.
Fantastic
He was
story.
like, no.
Ta-da, that
and
was
he
fun.
asked him if he ever took a drink while he was eating, and he said no.
And that was Stories with Brian.
That's why I don't hear too many stories from me.
Me and Kevin do. They last like a million years.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Brian always tells the exact, like, he's so descriptive on his stories.
Well, I mean, part of the story's in the details.
You give too many details.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
This ain't a deposition. We just want to hear a story.
My friend, yeah, I've known him for like 7 years, but he's been my friend for like 8
See,
of them.
if you were talking about your friend, though, that you knew for 7 years, the people listening to our podcast don't know that. So at Theater of the Mind, you got to fill people in.
Technically, I'm talking about when you just talk to me and Kevin outside of a podcast.
Well, this is true, too.
Yeah, so yeah. At least it's better than Chris telling a story.
All right, quick advice, Sam.
Don't bring your phone to the bathtub.
Mine's waterproof. I can do that.
I mean, I could too, I guess. I haven't done it yet. I haven't submerged it.
well,
Interesting.
no forever.
Not Kevin, but Chris keeps talking about putting his phone in the fish tank.
Well, you used to see that when Samsung come out with their waterproof phones and they had the commercials where they throw them in the
Lil
fish
Wayne.
tank.
I think that was Lil Wayne.
Yeah. Could you imagine if somebody didn't have the new phone yet, but they're like, look, mine's a Samsung, and they just throw it in there.
It's a flip phone. It's one of those
Speaking
flip
of,
phones.
we're on music subject. I saw Kenny Wayne. The
Kenny
year he
Wayne,
was
Shepherd,
Dang.
bro.
the year he was touring with all the old blues guys, and they recorded that album. Good concert.
That probably was a good
It
concert,
was good.
man.
It was good.
I
Way
wouldn't
to
mind seeing
fill 'em.
him. That would have been good.
It was good.
Okay,
really
for
good.
girls, besides Sharon Jones, who would you see for a concert?
For girls,
For just a girl.
probably have to tail along with Mark and Ziana Popovich.
Anna Popovich is
Actually,
good.
last night I saw Janet Evra, and that was awesome.
I don't know who that is.
She's a
Actually,
bossa
when
nova
we
jazz
saw
artist.
George Strait live, Martina McBride
Oh.
was better than I thought she would be. I'd see
She
her
was
again.
good,
She
yeah.
was good.
Yeah,
You probably would, wouldn't you?
she darn near brought the whole room to tears.
She was good.
Yeah,
Brian's
She
probably
did that
crying.
Love Anyway song or
Uh-huh.
whatever it is. Do
Anyway.
It Anyway or whatever it was. It's a great song.
It was
Do
good.
it anyway. That song?
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Oh, that is a good song.
And every time she said like "believe," this lights would shine behind her. It said "believe," and then it'd go out, and then she's like dreaming anyway. It'd go dream.
That's
it was,
cool.
It was cool.
It was really
I love
good.
that song.
I don't even think that song was on the radio or anything yet.
Really?
She just
It was-
debuted that song kind of like
Dang.
there.
Powerful,
it was
yeah.
it was like brand spanking new, and I
Used to
mean,
be spanking
it,
new.
It was good.
she was
That was
better,
a good song.
better than I thought she was gonna be. To be
Mhm.
honest with you,
Well,
Yeah,
so
she
why?
was.
Because she was a girl. You didn't think she was gonna be that good.
No, she just has a reputation of. I won't say it.
She has a reputation of.
Of singing too high and getting on people's nerves.
and what does the
That's
fact
like
of
Kevin.
her being a girl have anything to do with that?
What?
You trying to pull the it's a woman?
Like
card
you
on
know
us?
anything about being a woman? That's why you probably don't like Shania Twain.
No,
Shania Twain's just bad.
Ah,
she's got that one song.
what?
And every time I try to remember it, it's like one of the better songs she does, and I can't
What
remember I can't remember it for nothing, but it's
But
good.
Forever
You-
and for always.
No,
I love
No.
that song. Honey, I'm home.
The
I
be-
like
the-
that
the
song.
very first
it's
song
got
she
like
ever
a
released.
nice little groove to it. It ain't too bad. It kind of jams a little bit. It's good.
Uh-huh.
I can't remember the name.
I have a feeling it's not even one of the popular songs that you like.
That one song, "You're Not In It for Love."
Not
was,
that one.
That was probably her best song
What?
because
Oh,
it was like
brother.
one of her first songs.
All right, what about Dixie Chicks? That's a good
Oh,
group.
no. There we
Dixie
go. That's
Chicks,
better.
yeah. Gabriel's like, hey, I want in there too.
Dixie Chicks are pretty good. You like that song, take me home, or not take me home.
To take me away. I
Take
don't
me
know. They're always
away.
talking about being in the mountains and being away from the cities and stuff. And,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Being in the mountains and not seeing buildings standing tall and everything. I just like that. Coming from a mountain background, I guess you could say. From, being born there and stuff. And we used to go there all the time. We still
Colorado.
do. Yeah. So, I mean, the mountains is kind of a part of who you are. A little bit.
Being born in Iowa, corn is who I am.
Hey, where corn don't grow. That's what
Travis Tritt,
Corn-
man. Nobody
corn is
talks
all
about
about me.
him.
yeah, good stuff.
Travis Tritt, man. Nobody talks about him. He's good, too.
Yeah, where corn don't grow. Yeah.
Sing it.
You can
Hard
change
times are
it.
real.
There's
dusty fields, no
There you
matter where you go. But you
Still don't know
may
it.
change your mind, cause the weeds are high.
Where
Corn
corn
don't
don't grow.
Yeah.
That's a good
We should just
song.
have you guys perform like right
That's
now.
a good song.
Kevin's
good
got a
song.
guitar next to him. He can perform it.
There's,
Like I know the chords.
I don't either.
there's no amp in here, but
I'll just bing ding.
You'll pretend to be the guitar.
I'll do all the wrong notes. You guys can hear Gabriel in the background.
he wants to be a part of our podcast. He's jealous.
Yeah, but he never says anything. I don't like him as a guest. He never puts any good input
he
in.
just lays around.
And
just
Shorty's
watches.
worse.
It's funny. Poor guy.
If you would rather be a cat or a dog, what would you be? I'd rather be a dog. A small one. I'll be named Fluffy.
Dogs have better lives because people are better owners for them.
There you go.
Cats get dumped off all the time.
That's true.
Really?
Yeah.
Poor
Dogs would be
kitties.
good, yeah.
I could be a monkey. I could do that.
I'd be a turtle, man. Live 183 years.
You already moved like a turtle.
Maybe I'll live 183 years.
All right, you guys got anything else to say about music?
Is that like the phone off the hook?
There's a lot to say about music still, but
What's the most expensive ticket?
What
What is the most expensive ticket you ever bought for music?
I paid almost $60 to go see Poco.
What about that? I thought you, his brother,
George Strait
the
was
one
expensive.
guy you saw, I thought you spent like 80 on that.
Oh, Jimmy Vaughn?
It wasn't 80. It wasn't that much.
Never mind.
Yeah.
That was a good concert too.
George
That's
Strait
good
was
blues.
expensive. And the night we saw Lost and Lonely Boys, that was an expensive
Wilder?
night too.
I didn't
yeah.
pay for that.
Oh, they were good.
They were good.
You
The
bought
hell
all
was
of our
good.
tickets.
I
for
know.
that.
And I bought pizza that day too.
Oof.
Yeah.
We went out for pizza and then
That's
we
when
had
I
the
knew Brian was
concert.
the man.
Sam broke it, Brian.
I did not break him.
broke it him. He was,
Broke
The
it.
last time I checked, he paid for yours too.
That's
be
besides the
broken,
point.
Brian.
I covered the whole family. And then we had pizza, a few brews, and then we got to see Lost and Lonely Boys rock
was a
out.
good
It was
night.
good, yeah.
I knew two of their songs.
I was singing all of them, and she was looking at me like all weird. Like, how do you know all these? I'm like, I like them.
It's because
That's
you're
right.
old.
Oh,
They aren't even that old.
They're like at least like 70s,
they what?
80s.
No.
Oh, they came about in 2000s.
Yeah.
What, really?
Yeah. What year?
Oh.
Now I gotta look it up.
Heaven
Oh,
was their
brother.
first radio hit,
That's the only song of theirs I actually knew, though, is
and
Heaven.
Willie Nelson was instrumental in getting them heard.
I don't know the words.
Oh my gosh.
Do you know the words?
Yeah.
What are the words?
Okay. How Far Is Heaven came out in 2003.
Told you. Boom.
Oh, 2003. Let's see. How old? I wasn't even that old. I was only 9. How old
Old
were
enough to
you?
remember them.
How old were you, Brian?
Well,
90.
I graduated in 05.
Oh man, that makes me feel weird.
Even when that song came out, people didn't like it. Like there's people in my class that didn't like it because they played the radio.
Yeah, I liked it right
I-
off.
I
As soon
know.
as I heard it, I was like,
Oh,
man,
yeah.
this is good.
Like somebody out there is on a radio station playing like Stevie. That's great. Like you don't hear that. He
But-
has a little bit of a Stevie Ray style.
What's interesting is after I watched a documentary about those guys, they played a lot of different clubs in Texas and stuff, and they sent a lot of their music to like radio stations and stuff, and a lot of them threw their stuff away because they're like, there's a lot of people doing that bluesy Stevie Ray sound. They're like, well, there's a lot of people doing this, so they weren't into it. They threw their stuff away. It wasn't until Willie Nelson came along and realized they were really good. Willie Nelson's the one that actually helped make them popular and actually made that song Heaven popular.
That was fun fact with Brian.
So there you go.
Oh yeah.
Willie knows
Funky.
talent when he sees it.
Yeah, he does.
So I can say doped up. All right, guys. We hope you enjoyed that podcast. Don't forget to listen next week when you hear our next podcast about something else.
At least you'll know it's live and not fake.
Well, technically, it's not live because I listened to it after it's recorded.
Well, it's still
It's not
real
auto-tuned. It's not quantized. It's live. It's happening now.
That's right. When you
brother.
listen to it, you ain't listening to anything that's fake. You hearing the real deal.
Yeah, Brian's fake.
I'm totally fake. No.
And don't forget to also keep watching our YouTube videos where we do a bunch of random stuff. Nothing. Okay. Thank you
We
for
like
that
leaving
support,
you
guys.
hanging.
Thank you.
It's fun leaving you hanging.
Yeah.
If you
thanks.
can hear my eyes moving.
Kevin, you're not in any of our videos anymore. You need to be. I need to scare you some more. I think the best prank I pulled on Maddie on one of the videos is where I put a sheet over the lamp and had it waiting for her when she came home late at night in the dark.
That was good.
Yeah, I saw that.
That was right after. That was right after she told Pastor B that our house was haunted with the demon. That's what made me want to do it.
Timing.
Yeah, 'cause
It's everything.
That's one way to describe Chris.
yeah. All right, guys. We hope you have a great week. Enjoy.
And we'll see you all on our next podcast.
We're not
Adios.
gonna see them, Brian.
Well, they'll hear us. It's still the same thing.
Well, you'll be listening.
Yeah. We might have a picture on our page somewhere.
Probably not. All right, guys. See ya next
Bye.
week. Bye.
Later.
Remember, my foxy peoples,
Be blessed.
be humble.
Be kind to one another.
You and me, over and out. Yow!